Hey everyone, this is Sam here with Thermal Cosplay, and today I'm going to talk to you about thermoplastic scraps. Specifically, I'm focusing on Wonderflexes. Right here, Wonderflex World, right there. Wonderflex Pro, which is this brown stuff right here. And I always end up with really oddly shaped scraps. You can always put them back together and start mushing them and sculpt them with clay, or you can push them back together, mush them together, and then roll them out into a thin sheet, sort of like what I've done here. But it's still kind of oddly shaped, and it would take a lot of dribbling and sanding for me to really get it as perfect as I wanted, so I wondered what else I could do with my scraps. And then I found this. Okay, what does a mannequin arm have to do with a thermoplastic scrap? Well, I was thinking about it, and I always get frustrated when I'm trying to create templates for body art or makeup, because I can create it out of paper, sure, but it only works one time, and then I have to keep cutting the template out over and over and over again out of paper. And, you know, Wonderflex Pro is capable of being stretched pretty thin, but it stays pretty tough, so I thought maybe what I could do is create a template out of this and just continuously use it now and in the future. So let me show you how to create a quick body art template using Wonderflex Pro by Wonderflex World and a mannequin arm and some body paint. Let's get started. I took my heat gun, I took my mannequin arm, and I took the Wonderflex Pro and I went ahead and stretched it over the arm. Right now I'm allowing it to cool. I suggest letting it cool for at least 15 minutes. Otherwise you're going to run into problems with it kind of doing this little stretch thing as you pull away. So you want it to have this nice clean look right here. So let it cool completely, and then what I plan to do is cut right along these edges, and I will get started on the template. So I'll be back to you in a bit. Alright, it's nice and cool. We've got an arm shape. Now it's time to trace on the template. Alright. Here's the template I'm going to be using. And I'm going to trace it right onto here. Cut it out. Wish me luck. Now what you want to do with this is, since this is the dark mark, you'll want to either cut out the not black stuff and then try to place it back in, which is kind of tough. What I prefer to do is cut out everything and then cut out the black, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now there are two different ways to use this template. There's the one where you lay it down and you paint all around and you hit the exposed skin. Or what you can do is you can also trace this. What I'm going to do is go all around and hit the exposed skin and then fill the center with black. So I will be right back. Alright, I have some Meron water/cream combo here. And what I'm gonna do is, for starters, you see this right here? I'm going to glue this to my skin with wig tape so that it stays in place. Okay, I've added the wig tape, so now I'm going to put this dark mark on my arm. It is a very big dark mark. You obviously do not have to have one this large. Alright, so here's the dark mark on my arm. And what I'm going to do now is take a little bit of my cream paint and start going around the dark mark. So I'm basically creating an outline on my skin of where all this belongs. And I'm using white because I can, but you could just honestly use powder. You could use a water-based paint that's easy to remove if you don't want it on afterwards. If you're not really good at this stuff, I would suggest getting a friend to help you. I've painted myself a lot. I've become an alien many, many times, so I'm quite used to painting myself. I'm just taking a little bit at a time and dabbing it on. I'm using a makeup sponge, but you could use a brush if you really wanted to. As a trick, if you are unfamiliar with makeup and you've never worn it before, test it on the underside of your arm. This is actually the safest part of your body to test it on, because if you have a reaction, it's easier to remove. All right, I have successfully painted all around. I'm gonna get closer for you so you can see. Painted all around. Now I'm going to peel this off. This is gonna hurt a little bit because wig tape. Ow. And look, I have a dark mark on my arm. So I'm gonna start filling this in. To fill in my dark mark, I am using eyeshadow, but you can use pretty much anything you want. You can use eyeliner, gel, a marker, not a Sharpie. Please don't use Sharpie on your skin. That's not good for your skin. But you could also do an airbrush. It would have been easy for me to go in there and really quickly airbrush the areas that I wanted. But I want my dark mark to be black. Okay, so for detail work for my dark mark, I am going to use an ELF gel. It's like an eyeliner gel. So it kind of looks like this. And I'm using a paintbrush, the very, very fine tip. And I'm gonna rub this paintbrush in here, and then I've got this picture of the dark mark that I'm using as reference. And I'm just gonna go in there and make it as disturbing as possible. My dark mark, that dark mark. Yeah, mine's a little off because I put the snake the wrong direction. But this is really, really cool. So the lesson we have learned today is that Wonderflex Pro can be used as a template for making some really, really awesome body art. Alright, this is Sam from Thermo Cosplay, and I will see you all later.